अभी इन लोगों के सीआईडी जजमेंट लगाया। अगर सीआईडी जजमेंट में कोई भी त्रुटि हमारा कमीशन में आएगा तो दिस केस विल बी ट्रांसफर टू द सीबीआई। अभी इनका देखना चाहिए, किसी को मौका देना चाहिए। राज्य सरकार को सीरियसली लिया है, पहले ज्यादा नहीं लिया, लेकिन बात कमीशन आने के बाद लिया है। मेरे को उनको भी समझाया, देखिए गवर्नमेंट के लिए आप लोग काम कर रहे हैं, अगर किसी गवर्नमेंट के लिए काम करे वो सास को मत छुपाइए, इसको जिसका न्याय दिलाना चाहिए गरीब परिवार, तो इसलिए आपको कार्रवाई कीजिए। हम लोग आपका साथ में कोऑपरेशन करेंगे, लेकिन हमको डाउट लगेगा तो अब सीबीआई इंक्वायरी भी हो सकता है।
Shilpa is with us on the phone line for a quick update, because Shilpa, now that the postmortem report is out, several of those findings are contradicting the police's version. Vignesh's body had multiple wounds and injuries and even fractures.
Well, that's right, Amita. In fact, Times Now was the first channel to put out these details at least 3 to 4 days back, saying that there were more than 10 injuries on Vignesh's body, and that were fresh injuries. And that is what the postmortem report also says. In fact, the postmortem report has listed out 13 injuries that Vignesh had suffered, and all of them were 12 to 24 hours. All these injuries were 12 to 24 hours old before the postmortem is what the report, of course, says. Vignesh, of course, had several contusions all over his body. There were abrasions on his gluteal region, and he also had a fractured right leg. So this clearly demolishes the argument that he was not beaten up by the police. The police said that he died because he suffered seizures and he started vomiting. But the postmortem report clearly suggests that Vignesh was indeed a victim of police brutality. The National SCST Commission also had come to Chennai yesterday to inquire into this entire incident, and they also expressed their unhappiness over the way in which the police tried to suppress the community or the identity of Vignesh, because Vignesh belongs to an SC community, and the SCST panel says the Chennai police tried to suppress this information, and also questioning as to why only 3 cops have been suspended. Why is that the SHO, the station head, has still not been suspended, because this happened in his station. So why is it that he's not been suspended is also the question that the SCST panel commission members are raising at this point. With these mounting evidences, with more and more such evidences coming out, we are, of course, waiting to see whether at least now the CBCID will book these 7 cops, and FIR will be registered against them, and if they'll get arrested for the death of 25-year-old Vignesh.
That's right, Shilpa, but it's not just no arrest. The police officials have only been suspended, and it's not just this autopsy report. Before this as well, the family members had alleged foul play in the case. You had also spoken to an eyewitness who very clearly told exactly what happened, and we have the CCTV footage and now a post-mortem report coming in as well.
Brinda Adige is with us on the phone line. Brinda, now these are shocking details that are actually putting a stamp exactly what went wrong in Vignesh's death, because last time when we spoke to you, we had gotten as far as the CCTV footage is concerned, because in which he could be seen being beaten up badly. Now that his postmortem report is out, it clearly shows that there were fresh injuries and he had several wounds on his body, including a fractured leg.
Absolutely right. This is murder, no matter what anybody has to say. It is police's impunity that has led to this murder. And I also hear that he was, the police say that he was a habitual offender. Who the hell are the police? Their job is to enforce law, procedure. They don't decide. They are not the jury or the judge. Their job is not to make any decisions about any accused, alleged accused for that matter. The fact that they have taken law into their own hands means they must be summarily terminated, all of them, because there were others who were spectators, there were some of them who were abettors. All of them, all the police officers in that particular police station must be now suspended and then terminated.
Because Ms. Edge, the police officials stopped at nothing to cover up the entire crime. Initially, they said that Vignesh was not beaten up at all. They claimed that the injuries that he had on his body were before he was taken into custody. After that, they claimed that he died of seizures. They even tried to pay the family members. When none of it worked, now we have the post-mortem report confirming what the family members and the eyewitnesses have said.
You're right, yes. Post-mortem reports cannot be lying. The post-mortem also has been done by government doctors. They try to bribe the family. That is also not a lie. So what is it that they are trying to cover up? They can't cover up anything. The only thing that's coming out again and again is that these cops have got away for too long. For all we know, if there is somebody who will do a thorough research, they may find that these fellows would have been involved in several such murders in the past. But this murder, Vignesh's murder, sadly, is the one that has to tighten the noose around these cops.
Right.
Absolute atrocity.
Absolute atrocity there. Brinda Adige, thank you very much for your point of view. Let me quickly go back to Shilpa on this, because Shilpa, now it seems that there is a growing chorus for the CBI to step in, a central agency to impartially conduct an investigation in this case. All right, Shilpa, just stay on with us, interrupting you again. Apologies for that. Ava Singh is also with us on the phone line. Ma'am, now this is a case as far as the post-mortem report is now out, clearly saying that there were fresh injuries that were indicating as far as Vignesh's death is concerned, because there were several fractures and wounds on his body. Who gave them then?
It's very obvious, it's very clear that it is a custodial death. It has happened due to police beatings. The very fact, and Tamil Nadu police is known to be brutal. We have not forgotten the custodial killing of Jairaj and Benix, the father and son who were beaten in the police station and they died. And now when the SC Commission also says that it looks like a police beating, death due to police beating, we need to take it very seriously. Custodial deaths have been on rise, and it's not a new thing which is happening in India. And these cops should be dismissed from service after following the due procedure. The government must take strong action, because even if he was an habitual offender, even if he had a knife, the police had no right to kill him. They had no right to beat him to pulp. And because the institutions are weakening, police atrocities are on the rise.
Absolutely. Visabha Singh, thank you for joining us.